Welcome to Business Beyond the Strategic Plan, a program where we are talking to you about principles and concepts to help you actualize your business strategic plans and carry out your organizational transformation program. Now, on this program, this particular program, we want to share with you a concept which we are calling the growth-oriented leadership development concept, or GOLD concept in short. Now, what is the growth-oriented leadership development concept? Growth-oriented leadership development is a program designed by Transform Africa to develop leaders in organizations through a structured framework centered on the principle of growth. Leadership development is not an event, but a process. The fact that you can hold a couple of training programs does not guarantee that you will come out with mature leadership. You cannot microwave leaders, as John Maxwell says. You can only grow them through a deliberate growth process. So the GOLD concept is structured as a four-stage concentric framework. Now, what does that mean? As demonstrated in the figure, effective leadership development in any organization has to be done in 4 stages. If you look to your left, there is a structure there of concentric circles, which are 4 in number, and each one is representing the stages in the leadership development concept which we are bringing across to you. Now, if you look at the inner circle, there is what is called transformation stage, then followed by the demonstration stage, then after that the reinforcement stage, and the outward circle is the replication stage. Now, I will explain what each of those circles mean, but I want to talk about the circle that is in the middle first. When you look at those circles, you see the transformation circle, being in the middle. Now, right there, it says individual mind shift. So when we talk about developing leaders, the starting point to developing leaders is to deal with the inside of a person, and that is the mind. That is why we are calling it the transformation stage, and that is why you see it being at the center of those concentric circles. So as you go outwards, you extend leadership influence from the inner man, the mind, outwards until ultimately it touches the entire organization. So now let me get to the details of each of the 4 stages and just elaborate to you what each stage is talking about. Now, the transformation stage, which I also call leadership development by information, is a stage which deals with the mind. At this stage, we deal with personal leadership philosophies. Wrong mental paradigms are confronted and corrected through intensive training and structured reading. You need to understand that your leadership is only as good as your leadership philosophies. That is what you believe in. So at the transformation stage, we help leaders, to learn philosophies and leadership principles that will help them grow into effective, mature leaders. It is the first stage of the 4-stage concentric leadership development framework, or the GOLD framework, growth-oriented leadership development framework. Now, the second stage is what we are calling the demonstration stage, also called leadership development through practice. Now, after we have helped the leader to transform their minds through teachings which will shape the way they think, the next stage is to practice what they have learned. So at this stage, we translate the acquired knowledge into leadership actions. The aim of the demonstration stage is to create momentum for personal leadership journey. And how is this achieved? Of course, the first stage or the first thing that we do is to carry out a number of case studies. So that is at the first stage, we teach principles, concepts of leadership. Then the second stage, we start looking at case studies. We do practical exercises just to ensure that the concepts which are learned at the transformation stage are applied at the demonstration stage. We want leaders to begin practicing what they learn. Now, I want to read to you the footnote there. It says, until leadership development becomes personal, you are not ready to grow as a leader. So the demonstration stage really is to make leadership grow personal to the participants of the program. Now, the third stage is what we call the reinforcement stage, also called leadership development through measurement. Now, remember the first stage we said we change the philosophies. We help you to change the philosophies or your belief systems concerning the subject of leadership. Then the second stage, we help you to begin practicing the concepts, the new concepts that you have learned. Now, at the third stage, we begin to measure or to manage the growth process. So this is about aligning behavior to principles. So at this stage, we measure, we test your growth, and we use tools like the 360 degrees leadership assessment tool to monitor your growth. And then when we look at the deficiencies, or once we have discovered the deficiencies, then we begin to help you through lessons, that is theoretical lessons and practical lessons, to ensure that we reinforce your leadership growth process. Now, the fourth stage is what we are calling the replication stage, or leadership development by multiplication. Now, at this stage, leadership development is beyond one person and it is beyond top management. It is extended through the organization and is about providing leadership direction. Now, how is this conducted? Primarily, replication is conducted through departmental trainings, training of trainers, and group assessment. So when you look at the 4 stages, you realize that the first stage is best done with top management, the top leaders of the organization. Then once that is done, the second stage is carried out with them up to the third stage. Then once they begin to mature as leaders, then we go to the 4th stage, which is the replication. Now, at this stage, the leaders who have acquired the leadership skills begin, passing on the skills to the people that follow them. And this eventually spreads through the organization until the entire organization is reoriented in terms of leadership. So those are the 4 stages of the growth-oriented leadership development framework. Now, the GOLD program is structured in this way because we are offering it as Transform Africa Leadership and Business Consultants. Now, it is structured in this way because not everyone is able to afford, or probably the needs may not be the same with each and every organization that we deal with. So we have structured it in 3 stages. The first one is what we are calling the Gold Elementary Program. Now, the Gold Elementary Program is a 1 to 3 days on-site or off-site or online training session. Then the next one is the Gold Intermediary Program. This one takes you a little bit deeper into the leadership concepts, and it is a 1 to 3 weeks training program depending on how our clients want it to be and depending on their needs. Then the third one is the Gold Maximum Impact Program, which is a 3 months intensive training program. Now, the Gold Maximum Impact Program encompasses all the 4 stages of the growth-oriented leadership development framework. But needless to say, we look at the needs of the organization and what management wants to achieve at that particular time. and then we recommend which stage is suitable for the growth of the organization. So that is it. That's what I wanted to share with you. So for more details on this program, you can contact Arthur Chisanga, who is our business development manager, on 0964 805 377, or you can email transformafrica.lbc@gmail.com. You can also visit our YouTube channel on that link, Transform Africa, for more details and for more teachings which we are sharing with the business world. So we are Transform Africa. We are pioneering growth in a constantly changing world. Thank you.